Unqualified Parental Advice from a teacher with 15 years of experience and 4 kids of my own. Let's just be honest, people. I have no idea what I'm talking about. And if you think following my advice is a good idea, you're probably just as crazy as the children and the parents we're going to talk about. Kids that cry all the time can sometimes be labeled as crybabies. You know, I guess that might be an unfair term or an unfair thing to call kids that cry. You know, I don't know if they're necessarily being a baby, so that could be, I guess that could be a little bit demeaning to call them a crybaby, but the whole essence of what I want to talk about is the students or the kids that cry all the time about things. They get in trouble, they cry. They make a bad choice, they cry. You know, they get sent up to the office, whatever it is. They cry all the time. They're frustrated. Someone looked at them wrong, they cry. Now this might only be a problem that is relevant for elementary school. I'm probably going out on a limb here to say that I doubt that middle school or specifically high school has this issue. But in elementary school, the issue of the crybaby or the student that cries all the time, it's super popular, and it's frustrating as a parent because I feel like saying, what's going on at home that the parents are allowing for this type of behavior? Like, I don't know that I necessarily think crying is inappropriate. I would say that it absolutely shows remorse. It lets me know that they feel bad about whatever they got caught doing or whatever bad choice they made. What bothers me is, you know, the constant crying. It's like they get caught with something or, you know, whatever the situation is. I use Class Dojo. So if they lose a point in Class Dojo, they'll start crying. And some of the kids will start bawling. And then so you keep an eye on them and you start thinking, what are you even doing? And they start peeking their eyes up at you as they're bawling. And I think they're doing it just because they want the attention, right? Isn't that what you would think? Like, these kids are crying and bawling because they want the attention. Someone to come over them. Oh my gosh, no, you know, you're okay. Maybe it sounds mean, but in my classroom, my students are not allowed to comfort kids when they cry because they made a bad choice or because they got caught doing something. Is that mean? It's true, though. I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of one student. I have about 3 students like that this year. Something will happen and then they start crying. And so then students want to comfort them. And Mr. P, Johnny's crying. Yeah, I know. Good. Well, what do you mean good that he's crying? Oh, good that he's crying. I guess he understands that he made a mistake. He should be sad because he made a bad choice. Now, do I think he should be crying? Do I think he should be bawling and trying to get attention? No, I absolutely don't. And if I could be perfectly honest with you guys, here's what I do. I tell them, if you would like to cry, go outside because no one wants to hear it. I do, though. I don't want to hear it. I know the rest of the class doesn't want to hear it. I believe that students want to comfort a kid that's where it kind of contradicts itself. You guys hear me talk all the time about having compassion and raising students and children to be positive, and I agree with that. However, I think the bawling and the overdoing of crying is not necessary. And I'm telling you, having taught 4th and 5th grade for 10 years before I dropped down to the lower grades where I'm at now, it happens up there too. So it's not just an isolated event for these younger kids. A lot of these students, I honestly believe you parents are allowing your kids to bawl at home and get away with it. So they cry, then they get away with whatever they're trying to want, you know, whatever it is. Can I have a soda, Mom? No, you can't have a soda. And they start crying. They start crying, and I think parents give into it. That's the only thing I can think of, is because these children feel that if they can cry, they're going to get attention, they're going to get what they want, and they don't get it from me. More evidence of that is students always start the year as a crier, and then towards the end of the year, they're not a crier. So what happens? Did they mature? Yeah, they probably did. Did they mature by age? I don't think so. I definitely argue that they don't, because I'm seeing it in 5th grade. I'm seeing the maturity come in because they're not getting what they want. They're realizing, my teacher is not going to give me what I want. I'm not going to get my way by doing this. So I don't know. So what do we do as parents? I think the best thing that we could do as parents to help raise students and children to not be like this in the classroom is to discourage the crying. If it happens, I think you need to nip it in the bud, as they say. I think you cannot allow it at home. You need to approach them immediately. And I do that with my kids. Why are you crying? Guys, yeah, but that's not going to solve anything. But she said that and then they start hyperventilating, and Jesus, I'm like, I can't even deal with this right now. So what I do is I just tell them, okay, take a break. Take a deep breath. Take 3 deep breaths. And if you still can't tell me what's going on, then you got to excuse yourself. Go get out this emotion somewhere else, because being around me is making it worse. You're feeling like if you do it around me, it's that I can make it better, and I can't. I can't even understand you because you're crying so much. God, this makes me sound like such a jerk, but I'm not a jerk. What it is I think it's healthy for kids to cry. I think it's healthy for them to get their emotions out. But I think what they learn, it's a learned behavior, is that if I continually cry, or if I bawl, if I raise the volume of my crying, I'm going to get what I want, or I'm going to get the attention that I'm looking for. And that's not the type of way to get attention. At least not with me. That's not going to work. Especially in my classroom. I don't raise my kids to be like that at all. So I think you just got to shut it off. You just got to be like, nope, stop, knock it off. That's not going to happen. Take a deep breath, control yourself, and we're going to talk. We'll talk as long as you want. We're going to fix this. You're going to feel way better when we're done, but you're not going to cry while we're talking, and you are definitely not going to cry about this. Yes, you got caught, whatever. You said you weren't going to do something and you did, or whatever the case is. I can give you a million examples. You got caught doing it and now you're crying. Well, good. Feel bad. You should feel bad. You made a really bad choice and you got to fix that. But don't come crying to me. It's not going to fix it. The tears aren't going to solve anything. I sound like a jerk. I'm just telling you, parents, if I could give you one little piece of advice on this whole crybaby topic, is you have to teach your kids to toughen up. Teach them that there's going to be kids that are going to be mean. There's going to be times when they're going to get frustrated and they're not going to get their way. There's going to be times when they're going to get hurt. All these situations don't really require crying. That said, I am a super sensitive person. You put a TV show or a movie or a song about a father and his kids, and I get super emotional. I even tear up. I tear up every single time that I go to my daughter's dance recital. So that said, I'm not against crying. I'm not this big macho man who's just well, crying's for babies type of thing. I just think children need to learn at an early age that, you hurt yourself and it's okay to get emotional about it, but bawling and crying about it isn't going to fix it. You get in trouble, bawling, crying, it's not going to fix it. You're frustrated, whatever. All these different situations that children cry, I think we need to teach them that it's not a good idea, that it's not going to solve it, and that a better solution would be to control your breathing, slow your heart rate down, really, really be present and conscious with your body at the time so that you can fix it. How are you going to fix it mentally, and how are you going to verbalize your feelings if you're uncontrollably crying and oh my God, it drives me crazy, drives me flipping bonkers. So, I guess that's my advice. Teach your kids not to be a crybaby. But what do I know, right? That's it. There's a little bit of unqualified parental advice from someone that should definitely not be giving parental advice. All right, guys, we'll catch you next time. Thanks for checking in. I think it's necessary to hear the truth. Some truth bombs. We're dropping it hard round her. All right, guys, we'll catch you next time. Later.